Hello everybody. I am sorry I am back after so many days, and today is the last minute words for Viva for Kailashwar Court. I must tell you not to be nervous in the interview board, and actually it has been going on for a few days. It has already been taken, and the candidates who are left, for them it's a good news. You have gotten some hints, particularly what kind of questions are asked, the medium instruction, this and that. And you must remember, questions are asked only in English. That's why you must be confident. Whatever you can answer, that is, feel confident of, you have to speak it out. Say, so far I have heard, then questions are asked on GK. GK covers Constitution of India, and knowledge of English language is also judged by the examiners. Knowledge of English language, what it covers, and constitution based questions what are asked, and apart from that what personal questions are asked, that is what I shall tell you with answers. Okay, now first of all let me tell you personal questions. Personal questions maybe tell something about yourself excluding your name and address. See, some students are there in a hurry and out of nervousness, they just tell the name first and then address. It should be avoided. See, you have been forbidden to tell the name and address. That's why you should not do it. Another thing is that about your hobby, that is, they will want to know your hobby, and sub questions on hobby may be asked. Then your hobby should be answered in a selective way. So your hobby is angling, your hobby is gossiping with friends, your hobby is reading books, and if you tell reading books, then they will get enough scope to ask you questions on books, because their head is full of books only. Anyway, personal question will not cause so much problem in answering, but one thing is that those who are not comfortable in English, for them it may be a little problematic. However, in order to overcome it, I am giving you some tips. Say I am very much bad at English, and in order to answer to personal questions, like you tell something about yourself, it is a prepared question, that's why you can tell or work out super fast. And another thing is that say your hobby, then sub questions maybe of, you told your hobby is reading books. Now you tell what are the benefits of reading books, then you know it, and you can answer in Bengali or in your mother tongue, either Bengali or Hindi, but they will not allow you to do so. They will insist you answer all the questions in English. Then how will you tell? Okay, now say one sentence, that is a rearranging sentence, making sentence, or it is very much difficult. See, you have to think of the word and then to fabricate it in sentence, beautiful sentence, and in proper accent you have to speak it out. Then it is not a result of overnight experience. And in order to do this, then what to do? In order to just camouflage the matter. See, while answering, say one English word you are not getting, then in order to answer to it, then what will you do? You will have to mix the Bengali word in the English sentence, and you are done. Okay. See, for example, say আইন সংক্রান্ত যতগুলি বই সেগুলি আমার ভালো লাগে. I like the books related to say judiciary, like the judiciary you forgot, then you say related to ain, you will tell I related to ain, that is a Bengali word, you will tell. Okay, it will just camouflage the matter. At least you will not be a halter. Halter means what? থেমে থেমে থেকিয়ে থেকিয়ে এসব বলা, এটা থেকে তোমরা বেঁচে যেতে পারবে. And I just wish whatever you answer, you must be a smart boy or smart girl. That is, you must answer fluently, coherently, without any break or haltering. Another constitutional question. Constitutional questions are all that is ready-made questions. These are available in net. That's why from net you search and then prepare some questions, and questions are briskly asked from the fundamental right, directive principle, and state policy. Remember, don't try to just define it or tell the meaning of it, and it will arrest their sentiment. They will tell, mind it, man, or I have not asked you to tell the meaning of this one or tell the just full form of the abbreviation. I have told you to answer to what it really is, that is in a descriptive form. But they are very much helpful. So far I have understood Mr. PK is very much helpful, and Lupa Mudra, they actually give you room, I mean the scope in order to think and to feel comfortable before answering. That's why don't be so much obsessive over anything, and be comfortable, be humble, and answer to your questions nicely. That is what I can tell you. And constitution, as I told you, fundamental rights, directive principles. Apart from that, you have to know preamble. Preamble you have to memorize, you have to mug up, and after that you have to vomit whenever it is asked. And another, okay, then Niti Ayog. Now it is Niti Ayog. Earlier what it was, like that short questions can be asked. So regarding GK, it will not be problematic for you, because if the answer is ready in your head, you can work it out. You can easily tell it out. Okay, now another thing is what I had told, personal question, constitution based question. And now if any GK based question is asked, GK usually it is not asked on Tripura, Northeast or India. That's why they have enough scope in order to, that is, stop your tongue. That is GK based question. Sometimes yes, English, that is what, let me come back to English. English, they can ask you so many questions on English, and particularly tense. See, I am just giving you a little brush up in tense in a hurry. Tense, see, actually I am just making this video in order to satisfy my students who are calling me. See, today I have gotten so many calls, but I am sorry I could not, and I am feeling poorly. And another thing is that I have to that is attend my tuition classes from 6:30 till 10:30 p.m. However, it's not an issue. Tense. Okay, now tense, the 12 form of tenses, you can remember it. See, present tense, present indefinite or simple present. They can ask you then what is simple present and definition, or they may ask you what is, give an example simple present tense, or they may ask you a Bengali sentence to translate it which satisfies simple present tense. Okay, now like that I am just covering all the tenses. Simple present tense, it is a habitual action, universal truth, like that habitual action. See, my brother reads 2 hours a day, and the sun rises in the east. These are all present indefinite. And continuous tense, in that there will be now, there will be at this time, what are you doing in these days, I am swimming now. Then another perfect tense, in perfect tense there will be yet, already, just, such kind of magic words will be there. And what have you done just now, like that, have you completed your work. Okay, now like that there will be questions. And since, for, remember, since and for are used usually in present perfect continuous tense, but don't forget that since and for can also be used in present perfect tense if ing cannot be used to the verb. Look here, see is a verb. Can you use ing to the verb seeing? See, yes, we can do it, but as a finite verb we cannot use. That's why see, আমি তোমাকে 2 বছর দেখিনি, I have not seen you for 2 years. But if you tell I have not been seeing you for 2 years, it is a quite wrong sentence. That's why don't do it. That whatever you answer, you feel confident of it and then speak out. Another thing is that perfect continuous tense. Perfect continuous tense, it involves continuity in the perfect form. Perfect continuous tense, it takes since and for. See, my brother has been reading for 3 hours, and she has been angling since 9 a.m. Angling means boshi bawa. Okay. Another past tense. Past tense also same thing, past indefinite or simple past. In that there will be ago or last. These two words are very much common. Yesterday you can also use. Say, last year my uncle bought a car. Finished. In this the word last is there. And ago, 3 years ago, I lost my bosom friend. I'm sorry, I had to give this example because right now I had it in my brain, that is only this very word. And anyway, past that is indefinite tense is gone. Now past continuous tense. Past continuous tense, at that time, like that expression can be used. At that time she was sleeping, or using clause also you can, this see when and while, using the two words you can make clause. And if you make a clause using when, then you can tell like that, when I went there to your house at the time you were reading. When I went is what, simple past, and you were reading, it is past continuous. That is one part simple past, another past continuous, when you use the word when in order to make a clause. Another while. Remember, if you use while with the word while, that part should be past continuous. Then while reading the book he found so many difficult words. While reading means what? While reading is continuous tense. You see, or with while we use past continuous tense. Now you come to past perfect tense. Past perfect tense, it involves two incidents. One incident of the past, that is before incident, another after incident. And such kind of sentence involve the use of conjunction before and after. Before past perfect, and after past perfect. Before aage past perfect, after pore past perfect. Okay, like that you have to use it. Okay, now an example will be clear to you. You may be asked Bengali sentence also for translation, particularly past perfect and past perfect continuous tense. See, সে স্টেশনে যাওয়ার আগে ট্রেনটি ছেড়ে দিয়েছিল। দ্য ট্রেন হ্যাড স্টার্টেড বিফোর হি রিচড দ্য স্টেশন। দ্য ট্রেন হ্যাড স্টার্টেড, দিস পার্ট ইজ past perfect, বিফোর হি রিচড দ্য স্টেশন। Okay, this is gone. Another sentence, after, using after. The thief went away after the police had come. See, after the police had, after we use had come. Okay, now come to perfect continuous. The same rule will be followed, and in perfect continuous, had been is used and verb plus ing is used. Okay, had been. It had been raining before I reached the station. It had been raining. See, this one is what? Perfect continuous tense. Okay, in the same way, come to future tense. Future indefinite will involve the use of shall and will. I shall go there tomorrow. My father will go to Kolkata tomorrow. And this way we can use, and then continuous tense, shall be and will be, and then verb plus ing. Then he will be reading. He will be reading tomorrow as usual. He will be reading. Another thing is that perfect tense, that is future perfect tense. It will involve, that is will have, shall have, then past participle form. Okay, by this time, if you want to use the word by this time, there is the phrase by this time, then you must use future perfect tense. Then by this time tomorrow, the show will have been completed, or the show will have been accomplished. See, this one is passive voice form, that's why will have been has come. Okay, it has been used. Another okay, now one easy example I am giving you. Using before and after also you can tell future perfect tense. The tomorrow, before the show begins, tomorrow he will have prepared his speech before the show begins. Here it is very much significant to understand. Look here, in the two parts, before we have used future perfect. The show will have begun. Before, he will have prepared his lecture. He will have prepared means what? This one is future perfect tense. Before the show begins is what? It is present indefinite tense. Remember, in future perfect tense you have to use the first part, that is before part, in future perfect form, and the second part is present indefinite form. Never use both the parts. Okay, I am telling you a wrong sentence, you will understand what I am telling. Wrong sentence in future perfect tense. He will have done this work before I will go. See, both the sentence, both the parts, I mean clauses, involve the use of will. That's why it is a wrong sentence. Then the correct sentence will be, he will have done this work before I go, not will go. Anyway, future perfect continuous, same thing, will have been, shall have been, like that also. It will have been raining before I go there tomorrow. Okay, fine. Future tense is also finished. And apart from that, what will you get? You will get be verbs. See, am, is, are, was, were, these are the be verbs. And if they say what are the auxiliary verbs, you will tell do, did, does are the auxiliary verbs. Why are they called auxiliary verbs? They are used in negative sentences and also in interrogative sentences in order to help the main verb or principal verbs. Okay, principal verb means what? Main verb. Say, do you know English? Here, know is the principal verb and do is the auxiliary verb. And another sentence is verb to have. How many verb to haves are there? 3 verb to haves are there. Have, has, and had. Right? Have, has, and had. Okay, now if they tell you use the word have in 3 forms, in 3 different sentences, then how can you use it? Say, I have a car. It is the ownership of the car with you, and this is conveyed with the use of the word have, the use of the verb have. Another, I have seen my teacher. Have seen, here you see have is a helping verb. Then another sentence, that I have had my dinner. Look here, I have had my dinner. Here first have is what? It is helping verb, and second had is what? Had is the first participle form of the verb have, and this verb is used for another verb, eaten. I have eaten my dinner. Instead of that I have told it in a very much polite and formal way, I have had my dinner. Okay, like that. There will be so many. And yes, actually there is no ending, and voice change and narration also they can tell you. Okay, only one sentence on, yes, interrogative sentences on narration, you have to focus on it. And the narration in which the reporting in which the reporting verb and reported speech begins with let, such kind of sentences. See, he said to his friend, let us go to a picnic. Then he proposed to his friend that they should go to a picnic. And sometimes using that, I mean to say, question begins with do, did, like that they may ask you questions. He said to me, did you do my work? Then he asked me if I had done my work. See, did means past tense, that's why you have to give the past perfect form of this one, had done. Okay, like this. And then what is quasi passive voice? When sugar tastes sweet, then it will be sugar is sweet when it is tasted. Then exit by that gate. Then you are asked to exit by that gate. Such kind of questions may be there. Okay. Okay, that's all. All the best. Please don't call me. I am damn busy. Okay, thanks all of you for listening to it. Thanks once again.